Hello, Cancer. It's December. Year's almost over. Ready for it, right? Ready for 2018. Let's get on to your spiritual messages. You have Angel Aurora, and Aurora says, you are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because others will soon become inspired by your example. Love it. So Aurora goes on to say, your intentions have created an upward trend in your life. New opportunities are coming your way, and your inner and outer self radiates this positive growth. You may worry that others will be jealous of your current and forthcoming success, so you will be sensitive about discussing your achievements. You may also worry about your future, about where your new path is taking you. You may wish for a guarantee of future success. I am here to help you enjoy the present and the process of your new venture. Trust that each moment is taking care of itself. God has always taken care of you, and He always will. Ask me to help you stay focused on the now and to let go of the worry habit so that you can enjoy these gifts. Gratitude is essential right now to keep your flight at high altitude. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we have empathy, or the Queen of Cups, so that could be you. You could also be dealing with a Scorpio or a Pisces. But I have a sense that it's you because you show up here too as Cancer. I have a sense that it's you because we have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is a card about sticking up for yourself, standing your ground. It's about knowing your self-worth and really defending your values, your beliefs, your convictions that you have for yourself, and not in a, when it's reversed, it's like a defensive way, but this is just in a, you know, it's something to be proud of. I'm really proud of you, Cancer, so stand up, and you might be standing up for an empathetic quality in yourself, like, you may be experiencing others, like a lot of people view vulnerability as a weakness, but you're actually standing up and saying, no, I'm strong in my emotions. No, I am, my empathy, my vulnerability, my feelings are my gift to the world and my gift to loved ones. So I'm going to defend my ability to feel what others are feeling because that's what makes me unique, and that's what makes me strong, right? So let's see. Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please give us God-given guidance for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Spirit, could you please clarify empathy and the Seven of Wands for me, please? In spiritual life for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Get over here. My goodness. Okay, 2 more shuffles. One more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have the Knight of Bells, or the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Magician, and we have the Seven of Wands, or the Seven of Acorns reversed. So you have it twice. Again, one is defensive and one is not. So you may be dealing with both of these energies, you know, like, because you have all these moods. And again, stand up for these moods and know that they are part of your strength. Know that they are part of your ascension, that they are part of what makes the world a better place. Every sign has its purpose, and your purpose is to have these moods. But perhaps these moods are fluctuating in a, like defending yourself, knowing your strength, knowing your self-worth, to being defensive and lashing out at the wrong people who may, you know, give you a hard time for being so sensitive and feely and sweet. You may be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. The Knight of Pentacles reversed is someone who is really slow moving. They can be materialistic. They are earthy. They can be kind of boring and the biggest thing is they're really slow moving. So this could be your energy. You may feel like your manifestations are taking forever. Your manifestations are moving at a snail's pace because we have the Magician next to it. You may also be dealing with an Aries. The Magician is someone who has had all the experience. He's had all the experience. He has all the wisdom. He has all the tools and the skills. He's gone to the right schooling, gone to the right training. He has bought the right technology. He has had enough life experience to sort of piece everything together in a holistic way. He is the master, right? He has mastered his elements. He has mastered the skills, the gifts, the talents, the personality traits within him, that he can co-create his destiny. He can work with his angels, his spirit guides, his ancestors. He can work with God into co-creating the life that he wants, right? So you may be feeling like co-creating your destiny, co-creating the life you want is moving really slow. The thing about the Pentacles suit is, even though they are slow as a slug and the rest of us are all like too impatient for them, they always reach their goal. So they always reach their goal because they are meticulous about details. They go over every last bit of information. They scrutinize every piece of information so that they are prepared, so that they are ahead of the curve, so that they sort of line up all of their goals. It's like they break big goals into smaller goals, stuff like that. They're very practical people, very analytical people. And because perhaps you feel as though your manifestations are moving at a snail's pace, maybe those around you might be criticizing, like, when is it gonna happen? And so you have to, like, be on the defense, like, it'll happen when it happens, right? When I see don't descend, it's like, stand up for yourself, definitely. But don't let their jealousy, their negativity, their own impatience get in the way of your progress. And this could be on the job front, it could be in relationships, it could be, you know, something spiritually that you're working on. But in any case, just keep pushing forward and know that you are perfectly capable of achieving what you want in the time that, like, you'll get there. You don't need to rush. And be patient with yourself and know that your feelings are what make you shine, what make you powerful, and what make you fly high, and what make you special to the rest of us. So let's get on to the money readings, but before we do, here's a message from our sponsors. Thank you, Cancer. On to your money, career, and health messages. We have Nourishment and the King of Cups, which I love. And, oh, I love this card. It's so cute. Look at this. Oh, so cute. This is very Cancer card, too. But it's called Heal the Ouch. And we have a little raccoon here. And he has a nurse's hat on. And he's taking care of a fox with a water thing on his head. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I love it. So sweet. So the fox could easily rip off the head of this raccoon, but the raccoon's taking care of the fox. So, you know, the fox isn't going to tear the raccoon apart. They're not going to get into a big brawl because they help each other. Oh, so sweet. Let me read from the book. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Heal the ouch. Heal the Ouch says, forgiveness is the healer of the soul. This is in health, career, and money. This is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, soul, and mind, as this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life now. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be successful in developing your natural capacity to restore others to wellness. And it's interesting because we have nourishment here. It's like nourishing others, so that nourishment and nurturing are like one and the same, right? And that's very like Cancerian energy, is to take care of others, to nurture them, to heal them, and make sure they're okay. So I definitely see that here. Heal the Ouch goes on to say, however, the message may be that you're being called to change your behaviors in order to heal the earth. Perhaps you'll switch to a cruelty-free diet, eating less meat, or perhaps you'll pay more attention to how much water or electricity you use. You're asked to be conscious of your footprint on the sacred earth and all of life, and to commit to the healing path. The Heal the Ouch card may also be an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now. Let bygones be bygones. Okay, so even in your health, if this is in regards to your health, then forgiveness can really affect our physical health, right? Like whenever I'm holding a grudge, I get knots in my back. So make sure that any resentments, any grudges are let go of, so that you can be as healthy as possible. Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please protect us from all who seek to do us harm. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Could you provide us clarification on nourishment and the King of Cups? Thank you, thank you, thank you. For money, health, and career, for Cancer and all those who love Cancer, could you clarify nourishment and the King of Cups for us, please? One more. Okay, we have the Knight of Acorns or the Knight of Wands. We have the Ten of Cups. Ooh, I like it. I like it. And we have the World. Good choice. Good choice. So a coworker, or this could be someone you're holding a grudge against. But a coworker might be an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, and they may have, they can throw like temper tantrums. So if you are harboring any resentment towards them, then make sure to let it go, because their temper tantrums, like, they can be hurtful. And Cancer definitely has like hurt feelings easily. But the thing about fire signs is, even though they can blow up in emotion, they get over it really quickly. So just know that, you know, like the waves of emotion you experience, it's only temporary. So just forgive them, know that they're human, and they'll forgive easily too. Next we have the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is like happily ever after card. So happily ever after in your work, career, and health is wonderful, right? So it's oftentimes the family card, and might represent like you being at a place where you feel like you can take care of your family, you feeling like emotionally fulfilled. The Ten of Pentacles is more like providing for your family, like materially, but the Ten of Cups is more like our feelings, right? Like that fairy tale feeling. So perhaps you are close to, or you have achieved, or you will achieve a place where all your dreams come true, right? Your dreams in your career, and it says, you know, you're flying high right now, so perhaps you get a really great career opportunity. I would love that for you. A really great career opportunity that would fulfill your heart, because, you know, it's not just about making money, it's also what the service we give to others. See, in this Heal the Ouch card, the raccoon is giving a service to the fox, right? The raccoon is has a purpose, and I told you your purpose in life is to be empathetic. Your feelings serve a purpose in the world. I think you know that too. But you know, this is like a total fulfillment of those feelings. So your purpose as someone who feels all these feelings is to provide a sense of total emotional fulfillment to others through your service, and to in turn gain the maximum emotional fulfillment by giving this service, right? And that's how you nourish yourself. And we have the King of Cups right here. King of Cups is you. Again, you could also be dealing with a Scorpio or a Pisces, but we have a crab right here, so it's definitely you. And the King of Cups is like the ultimate baby daddy. He's like a big old teddy bear, welcomes all of his friends into his house, and for like good food, good wine, and he will listen to your problems, and he like nods his head, you know, and asks you questions, and he gives the best hugs ever, and he's like a really tender husband and a really loving father, and so like the ultimate husband and father that you would want. And you know, a good son. He calls his mom and takes care of her, and so just a really sweet person, tears up at movies, just tender-hearted, kind person. And you know, if you are a woman, then those are the qualities of you. It doesn't have to be gender specific. Next we have the globe, or the world. And the world talks about achievement. The world talks about... I did not set my timer, did I? No, I did not. The world talks about achievement, about reaching an end of a cycle, an end of a chapter. So perhaps you are closing the book on one chapter of your career and entering a new chapter of your career. The world is... You could be taking a job offer that's across the world. It's a graduation of something, and we have the 10 here, the 10 of Cups here, so definitely a completion within your career sector where lessons have been learned. And remember this whole forgiveness and helping your health situation. When you forgive others, then that's a completion, right? When you, like... If you're holding a grudge, you're missing one more step into closing the book on a situation, closing the book on a fight, closing the book on a person, closing the book on an argument, on a feeling. And it's often been said, you know, don't forgive others for them, forgive others for yourself. Again, you know, so you can have a healthy life, so you can... You don't want to live with that bitterness and that resentment, and it's painful to live with that stuff. So, closing a chapter on outbursts that were said, on any pain, any loss that you may have experienced, will ultimately be good for your physical health. Okay, next we have love. Everyone loves love. And we have celebration. Celebrate good times come on. And the devil reversed. I like the devil reversed. Your Whispers of Love says, be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. And another message says, physical touch is important. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. Okay, so, let's see, we have 39. Be authentic to who you are. Be authentic to who you are. In all relationships, authenticity is important. Sometimes it might seem easier to stuff our feelings and do something that we normally wouldn't do. Be candid and be who you truly are. Accept others for who they are and don't feel the need to change yourself or anyone else. Okay, so physical touch is 47. Physical touch says, sometimes a hug is exactly what is needed. As humans, the ability to connect with each other physically is important. Hand-holding, kissing, embracing, giving back rubs, putting an arm around someone's shoulder, or simply placing a hand on someone's arm to show support are ways of expressing physical touch. Okay. So, Spirit, please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. For Cancer and all those who love Cancer. What can you tell us about their love and personal life? For Cancer and all those who love Cancer. For Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Love and personal life for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Could you give us clarification on celebration and the devil, please? For Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Could you give us clarification on celebration and the devil? For Cancer and all those who love Cancer. In their love and romance. Please surround us with the warm, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all. For Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Clarification, please. There you go. On celebration and the devil reversed. In their love and personal life for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Okay, sorry, three more. You have the King of Leaves or the King of Swords reversed. Six of Cups reversed and the Six of Wands reversed. Okay. I was trying to detach myself. Could I get clarification on celebration, the devil reversed, the King of Leaves, the King of Cups, or I'm sorry, the Six of Cups. Six of Wands. Please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Cancer and all those who love Cancer. Okay. So let me go through the first meaning. Oh, my battery is about to die, which might be a good thing for me to get distance on this, but let's talk it through. Okay, so first we have celebration and the devil reversed, and the devil reversed is a really good card because it says that devil is our fears, our doubts, our worries, our insecurities. He is that negative voice inside of our head that says we're not good enough, no one will ever love us, she doesn't love us back, who could ever love you, they always leave, you know, all that stuff. They say, you know, men are all jerks, and men only want you for sex, and so it's this voice in your head that beats you down, and as a result, you know, it's a very loud voice, and it can even mimic our own voice, so we think that it's like our inner voice talking to us, but it's not, it's a lie. That inner negative self-talk is something we all have to deal with, and it's something that is a challenge for all of us. When it's reversed, excuse me. When it's reversed, you're telling the devil to stick it where the sun don't shine. You're telling him to go back to hell wherever he came from. You're telling him that you know that his lies are BS, that you are worthy, that you are lovable, that you are important, and that you do deserve love. Sometimes it can be, in this particular deck, he has on a suit and tie, so it can be like workaholic energy. So whenever it's reversed, maybe you are realizing that you can't work your way out of emotional problems in your life. Like, you can't bury yourself in work because then you're just a slave to work. So this is an energy of taking breaks, of taking vacations, of, you know, whenever the boss says, can you work Saturday, saying, no, actually I can't. And I can definitely see that with celebration. So maybe on a paid time off or on a well-deserved vacation, you know, you help release the devil. And whenever we hear this negative self-talk, whenever we hear this, like this butthole in our heads, then it makes us vulnerable to addictions, right? Because we don't want to hear that voice. We don't want to hear his negative ass, so we cover it up and we mute it with drugs, with alcohol, even with like sex, and sometimes people are addicted to love. We mask it with work again. We mask it with all sorts of addictions, overeating, because we it's all in an effort to mute out that voice. So whenever the devil is reversed, it's like we take control of those worries, those doubts, those fears. We take responsibility for our part in our addictions, and we surmount our addictions. So, the first two cards that I see, again, you could be dealing with an Aries because we have the Emperor here. But because we have the devil reversed as, like, you know, the man, working for the man, and the Emperor reversed, I definitely do see, like, a work situation where you're, like, hanging back from work. Not necessarily giving up on your dreams, because remember, we had good messages in your money and career sector, but just kind of hanging back and not being as, like, chained to your desk as you have been before. The Emperor can talk about an empire, right? So it can be like your actual job, your actual corporation. So again, we have the suit and tie. The Emperor can also mean the divine masculine. And so I see several stories here, but one of the stories I'm being told is that the divine masculine, whenever the Emperor is reversed, some of his shadow side could be being controlling, being like all about power. Like, remember, any resentment, any bitterness you hold, any grudges you hold, it's like this pride. So they won't admit that they're sorry. They won't admit that they've done wrong. They won't admit that, you know, that we're all human, because they have this pride. They don't want to lose their power. They think if they apologize that they'll give away their power. But actually, whenever we surrender, forgiving others takes a lot of strength and power within us to be that vulnerable. Remember, to have this empathy gives you strength, right? Similarly, we have the King of Leaves reversed, or the King of Swords reversed. And the King of Swords, whenever he's reversed, he's someone who is unmerciful. He's someone who is unforgiving. So, this is part of this like being in control and trying to maintain power, right? Trying to have like the upper hand, the last word, the, this refusal to give in, this refusal to, be the first to apologize or whatever. So the King of Swords reversed, he's a very by-the-book person. He doesn't have any favoritism. He doesn't let his emotions steer his decisions. So he is someone who lives by the law, lives by logic, and lives by the greatest good of all. But because he lives by the law of the land, he can be unmerciful when circumstances from those he loves are out of line with how he believes things should be. So he's a very like X plus Y equals this, right? So if you did this, then that means you don't love me, so that means I'm out of here, right? It's like, you know, you didn't call me back last night, you don't care about me, I'm out of here. That type of energy. And that could be the energy you're taking on, that can be the energy of the person you're thinking about. And, you know, this could go both male and female. But I do feel like the Divine Masculine is the one being the butthole. I'm definitely just seeing that in the love portion in this story, because we have a king that's masculine and we have the emperor that's the Divine Masculine. So the King of Swords or the King of Leaves, you could be dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini. You could also be dealing with another water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I feel like this air sign that you're thinking about is from your past because we have the Six of Cups next to it. And I feel like there's a want to be reunited. Maybe that you're not even admitting to yourself because this person was unmerciful. But your pride is getting in the way of that reunion. Hi, Cancer. It was kind of perfect that my battery died because it gave me some time to cool down and to take a step back and to breathe. I am an air sign. Getting over a Cancer. It's been a longer process than usual. But, you know, I'm still healing. Still healing the ouch, right? And so whenever I do these readings, you know, I spent half of this year not doing all of the tarot readings because I didn't want to like spy on Cancer, right? I didn't want to like spy on him like psychically or anything because I, you know, I don't want to stay too long, you know, where things didn't work out. And I was too, like, emotional in myself to, you know, tap into other people's energy. Because this does take a lot of emotional strength. Through this process of healing, through this process of releasing, I feel like going through some of the pain and the loss that I've suffered has actually helped me become a better reader. And so I'm really excited that I get to read for you guys. But it can be challenging, right? Because I like sage these readings so much and try to be observant and try to step out and try not to put my stuff into your readings. But let me just take this one step at a time. We have the moon reversed here, and the moon can represent you. It also could be another water sign, a Pisces or a Scorpio. But when the moon is upright, in my my interpretation and the one in this deck is like perfect. It's in sync. So when the moon is upright, for me, a lot of tarot readers will say it's about secrets and lies and depression and worries and doubts and stuff like that. But when I see the moon, I see it as something that is mystical and mysterious and romantic, right? And so in this particular deck, we see two little lovebirds pointing up at the moon, and they're stargazing. So it's a very sweet card. The moon can represent you because Cancer is ruled by the moon, right? In a lot of decks, a lot of tarot readers think it's Pisces, but I always get Cancer over the other two signs. But in any case, it's this very watery energy, this very like moods and this like feminine energy, this intuitive, like it is murky, it is shadowy. The glow of the moonlight doesn't have as much glow as the sun, and the moon actually absorbs its light from the sun. And the moon like distorts things in the nighttime, so like the shadow of a lizard looks like a dragon, right? But it's up to us to use our inner compass, our inner wisdom to discern what shadows are real and what shadows are exaggerated. But definitely when it's upright, I get like romance and, you know, fools in love, sneaking out and kissing in the moonlight, right? When it's upside down, I definitely get what the traditional readers get, which is things hidden. It is like the moon playing tricks on you, your moods playing tricks on you. So what seems, again, like a big dragon is actually a lizard. What seems like a sea monster is actually just a little lobster. So this reversed, if it does represent you, then you could be feeling out of, like not at your 100%, out of balance, out of sync with yourself, out of sync with your moon, out of sync with your intuitive rhythms, right? And below it we have the King of Swords reversed, and the King of Swords is not at his 100%. He's not at his best. He's not at, when the King of Swords is upright, he is someone who is very logical, very very bright, very intellectual, very philosophical, very has so much wisdom and so much insight to offer, right? He is very knowledgeable. He is very quick and witty and sharp. It's all about the mind. It's all about the mental, his mental capacity. And he is someone who is a great, like, leader. So upright, the Emperor is a great leader too, right? The Emperor is of his empire. And I did explain it. Did I? No. I've explained the Emperor to you in other readings. You've been getting the Emperor like over and over, Cancer. So there's something to do. I think in Cancer's world, the Emperor theme and the Divine Masculine is very strong. But I will try to touch on the Divine Feminine as well. So the Emperor is not feeling like himself. the Emperor could also feel out of control in an attempt to be in control, right? So the Emperor is trying to control others, maintain his power. He's trying to get the upper hand in emotions, but he himself is out of control, because it's like something that is built up, right? So if I can't think of like an example. It's like a balloon filled with air, and you let out a little bit of air at a time, and so it's not like it deflates like slowly over time. If that's not a good example. I feel like pressure, like a loaded gun, you know, the pressure of the air of a loaded gun, but letting out small leaks. I cannot think of the right metaphor. Maybe a water gun. Like the water guns you have to pump up. So the more you pump it up, the more pressure builds, and then the more powerful the water shoots out. But if you... like that pumping is, I don't know. I'll get off that metaphor because it's escaping me. But what I'm feeling like is there's this pressure building within the Divine Masculine, and it's a result of not releasing the authentic feelings, right? Being authentic. Because if you were to be authentic, then you would be out of control to some level, right? To some degree, you have to release control to be vulnerable. And all of these cards are in reverse, right? All of these cards. Next, we have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups talks about reconnecting with someone from the past. It talks about memories. It talks about going back to an ex. It talks about an ex coming back to you. And this circumstance is stalled because everyone is, there's so much pride, and everyone is not at their 100%, but I think they're not at their 100% because they're missing each other, right? But they can't reach out because they have too much pride. Next we have the Two of Wands, or the Two of Acorns reversed. And the Two of Acorns, or the Two of Wands reversed, is about looking at a different perspective, kind of taking a rest from the situation to get a different perspective. So, in this particular deck, we see kind of like a cat and mouse game between two little fairies, and the mushroom is between them, so they can't be together because they're playing this like dance, this game. So the next card we have is the Six of Wands reversed, and the Six of Wands is a card about victory, about achievement, about recognition, about being on top. What you wanted, what you worked hard for, has come about. You have it reversed, so there's no victory, there's no glory. There's no victory and there's no glory because of the cat and mouse game, because of all the pride and all the reluctance to reunite. I mean, through this process, it's good because you are releasing a lot of negative things within yourself. I often see the Two of Wands too as sex. I mean, wands represent sex to me. That fire, you know, and I feel like fire signs are probably the sexiest element of the zodiac, and they think with their loins, right? They think with their instinct and their impulse and their guts. And it's interesting that it's right under physical touch. It's like, like No one's getting laid. And we have like a sweet moment between these two here. I don't know what the advice would be, Cancer. It's hard for me to give advice because I don't want to be biased in this situation. I mean, I miss Cancer too, right? I don't know if Cancer misses me. You know, it's hard to give advice when I am biased. Let me think about, because I got a strong male energy, but let me see if I can figure out the females. It might be the same message, but again, I don't know what advice. I've been saying that masculine Cancer needs to reach out, and that might be, you know, my own bias. Feminine Cancer. I think because these are feminine and masculine energies, right? And a few of the other signs have been dealing with this duality, with this yin and yang, with this masculine feminine. And they're side by side and they're reversed. So I think this healing the ouch, this healing forgiving each other and healing is, I know this was in work, career, and health, but I think this is part of your emotional health too. It's like you're in a process right now where if you identify as the divine feminine, then you're forgiving masculine energy for being a butthole, right? If you are identifying as a masculine energy, you are in the process of forgiving and healing feminine energy that can be crazy, right? So, it's like, I feel like the advice is to, work in tandem with each other, for masculine and feminine to work in tandem with each other instead of like not trusting each other, right? And like cutting each other off and yeah, I feel like that's all I can say about it. Next month, I hope I can give you a better reading. I hope this one was a good reading. Let me know in the comments, but I love you very much, Cancer, and I hope everyone, every divine feminine finds their divine masculine, and every divine masculine finds their divine feminine, because love makes the world go round. Anyway, I love you very much, and I will see you next month. Bye.